All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to be looking at some of the most absolutely mind-blowing futuristic technologies on the planet. And we're not talking about science fiction here. This is tech that's already changing lives and literally reshaping our world as we speak.
And that opening line, wow, it just perfectly sets the stage, doesn't it? We're not just looking at little, tiny improvements. No, we are exploring technologies that have the power to fundamentally rewrite our future, starting with our own bodies and going all the way to other planets. So here's the roadmap for this breakdown. We're going to start small, with tech that interfaces directly with the human body. Then we'll zoom out to how we'll get around. Then even bigger to how we can remake our planet for the better. And finally, we'll look at the blueprint for becoming a multi-planetary species. It's a pretty incredible journey.
Okay, let's kick things off with our first topic, how technology is plugging directly into us, into the human body. I mean, this is where science fiction really does become science fact, and it's empowering people in ways that are just truly profound.
So let's start with a number, $10,000. What do you think that gets you in the world of future tech? It's not a new car, not a down payment on a house. Nope, it's a direct link between your mind and the digital world. What we're talking about here is Neuralink. And this isn't just some cool gadget, it's a brand new frontier for how we interact with computers. You can see its real power through the story of Noland, who was paralyzed from the neck down. For him, this chip is a lifeline. It lets him control a computer just by thinking.
And that quote, it just says everything, doesn't it? Just imagine that for a second. Sending a text, playing a game, doing your job, all with your mind. It's such a powerful reminder that the real value of tech isn't the price tag, it's the incredible human potential it can unlock. Okay, let's look at another piece of life-changing tech. For $25,000, you can get what is quite possibly the most advanced prosthetic on the entire planet.
So this is way more than just a simple prosthetic. It's a bionic arm that actually reads the nerve signals coming from the user's muscles. For a 12-year-old kid named Kai, this meant he could do something most of us just take for granted. For the very first time in his life, he was able to shake someone's hand.
You know, technology isn't just changing us, it's changing how we move around the world. So forget about traffic jams and those long commutes. The future of getting from point A to point B is looking a whole lot faster. And yeah, a whole lot higher.
Think about it like this, a race to work. Your normal car, yeah, it's stuck on the ground, dealing with roads, stop signs, other cars, all of it. But the $150,000 flying car, it just goes in a straight line, no obstacles. It gets there a full 10 minutes earlier. It's such a simple way to show how a futuristic idea is actually incredibly practical.
And believe me, it does not stop there. We're talking about $500,000 jetpacks that can hit over 80 miles per hour. A $1 million car with so much suction it can literally drive upside down. A $10 million Mercedes concept car that feels more like a living creature. And oh yeah, delivery drones that have already dropped off more than 750,000 packages. This whole revolution is happening on every single front.
Okay, so let's zoom out. We've seen personal tech, but what about tech that could change the entire planet? Well, this next set of innovations is tackling some of the biggest challenges we have here on Earth, from how we make our food to how we protect biodiversity. 220 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's how many chickens are killed for meat every single day. It's an almost unimaginable number, and it's the exact problem that a $200 million company called Upside Foods is trying to solve.
So how does this even work? Well, it's pretty brilliant, actually. They start with cells from just one chicken egg. Then they put those cells into a cultivator. Think of it like an artificial chicken body. And they feed them a nutrient broth. The cells just multiply and grow, and what comes out at the end is actual chicken meat. The result? It tastes identical, but not a single animal has to be harmed.
Okay, so if we can do that, it kind of begs an even bigger question, right? What about the animals we've already lost? Could science actually reverse extinction? The answer, incredibly, seems to be yeah.
Well, meet Colossal Biosciences. It's a company with a $400 million mission to do just that. Their goal is nothing less than bringing back iconic species like the woolly mammoth by cloning ancient DNA. And they're not just dreaming about it, they are so confident they think we'll see mammoths walking around again this decade. And just to make sure we don't lose any more species, they're building a biovault to save the DNA of animals that are endangered right now.
And all of this builds and builds until we get to the biggest, most ambitious scale imaginable, leaving our own planet. Because if we're going to survive and thrive as a species, our future,
might not just be here on Earth. So what you're looking at here is a $500 million biosphere. Basically, it's Earth in a bottle. It is a completely sealed, totally self-sustaining world designed to test if we can replicate everything we need to live on a place like Mars. It has to make all of its own oxygen, water, and food.
And when you look inside, it's incredible. You've got 5 totally different biomes, everything from a rainforest to an ocean. Get this, some of the plants in here have been living for over 30 years, completely cut off from the outside world. And their vertical farms are so efficient, they can grow the same amount of food as 2.5 acres of land in a tiny fraction of the space.
But of course, you can't have a biosphere on Mars if you can't get to Mars. And that brings us to the big one, the $1 billion Starship. It's built by SpaceX, and this fully reusable rocket is designed to carry 100 people at a time. It's covered in 18,000 custom heat shield tiles, and its mission is, well, nothing less than making humanity a multiplanetary species.
So after seeing all of this, right, from brain implants to Mars rockets, what's the big picture? What's the takeaway? What is all this incredible innovation really telling us about the future we're all building together?
You know, when you put all the pieces together, a really clear picture starts to form. We're seeing technology giving people abilities they thought they'd lost forever. We're seeing science working to fix huge environmental problems, even to reverse extinction itself. It's just a really powerful counter-narrative to the doom and gloom we so often hear about the future.
And you know, there's this one sentiment that I think just perfectly captures that feeling. It is so easy to get cynical and bogged down in all the negative news. But when you actually see the real, tangible progress being made, the problems being solved, the incredible ambitions, it's hard not to feel hopeful.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. We've seen a future with flying cars, with lab-grown meat, with resurrected mammoths, and with cities on Mars. Look, they aren't all going to happen tomorrow, but they are all within our reach. So the only real question is, which one do you think is going to get here first?